Moving on now to item, I believe we're going to do the first source item, which, if I can have the clerk read, should be item number 11.
Report from Human Resources, recommendation to implement a first source hiring pilot program to apply to awards for non-professional services above $100,000 and construction projects between $100,000 and $500,000 citywide.
Thank you. I'm actually now going to turn this over to Councilwoman Gonzalez, who's the maker of the motion. And I know she's going to make some comments, and then we'll go from there. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Nick, for your staff report. First of all, I just want to say I'm really thrilled that we're bringing this forward. It has been renamed as Long Beach First because I think it will truly represent that. Long Beach locals receiving Long Beach jobs first. And so, you know, I've often said, and I will say it again, you know, as far as us being able to create jobs, we can't do that directly, but we can certainly look at good policies that can support those good jobs. And so while this is a pilot project, we must also work to find creative ways to fight high unemployment rates, especially in places like the 90813 with rates of 19%. But also, this is a program for all residents. And also localizing our economy where the PLA doesn't cover, I think this will do a good job of that. So hiring local Long Beach residents can create so many more benefits, as many of us know, improving quality of life for those families, adding to our economy and tax base, and much more. It's also of great benefit to our business owners as well, who have local residents in their employee group. So I want to thank the folks that are here, the Ministerial Alliance, Local Hire Coalition, the BHC, Building Healthy Communities, our Cambodian associations. There were so many community groups that came together in various parts of the city to be able to put their opinions in place to talk about how to formulate a good plan for local jobs. And while that is all said, I also want to thank PG Wynn, Pacific Gateway, and Nick Schultz for their hard work in this as well. I think we learned, you know, the PLA served a different purpose, construction jobs over $500,000. The First Source, the Long Beach First program, looks at taking a different approach with different professional services with different types of jobs. So I have a few questions.
Thank you. Councilman Richardson, seconder.
Sure. Thanks, Mr. Mayor. And I want to start by thanking Councilmember Gonzalez and the other signers. I believe it was Councilmember Uranga and Councilmember Andrews, I believe. And we worked really hard for a number of months on this to make sure that it's meaningful and it's tangible and that it has an impact on folks. We intentionally asked to call this Long Beach First because that's just it. We are, this gives Long Beach residents a shot at going through the process for all net new jobs first. And I'm confident that if Long Beach residents are given an opportunity, I'm confident they will rise to the occasion. So I am in complete support of this. The focus group in North Long Beach was very well attended. I believe staff did a fantastic job, so I'd like to acknowledge Pacific Gateway and their whole team on all of the work that went into putting together a really comprehensive focus group and making the results of that reflect in this pilot today. President Obama's My Brother's Keeper program that we've talked about for months now, Milestone 5 is providing youth and young adults access to jobs, and the White House in Policy Link lists First Source policies and agreements as the top recommendation to meet Milestone 5 and have a direct impact on youth and young adult employment. And I think that this is smart that we, this policy allows us to align policy with some of our initiatives, like My Brother's Keeper and like the PATH program, which diverts disconnected young adults into the workforce as an alternative and keeps them on the right track. So for those reasons, I'm in complete support for this. There were some comments that compare this to the project labor agreement. I'm a bigger fan of this than I am of the project labor agreement because I think this is broader and more impactful to get directly to jobs. So I'm really interested in this, and I want to see how this rolls out.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. My name is Brian Diaz. I'm 18. I live in the 1st District, and I'm currently studying at Long Beach City College. I'm happy to see that the City Council is taking up the issue of jobs for our community. It's important that we have policies that prioritize hiring Long Beach residents, especially those living in areas of high unemployment. I'm speaking tonight because many people in my community, including my mom, struggle to find work. As a resident myself, I think that it's very important that there are jobs available, because having a job is key to a better future and a better life. Whether it's this first source hiring program or the project labor agreement that targets work hours for local residents and disadvantaged workers, it's important that the residents who most need these jobs get them. We also need to be able to evaluate how well these policies are working to benefit residents who live in parts of the city that are most impacted by unemployment and the problems that go along with that. And with outreach, it's going to be important to develop ways of doing outreach that find those who are hard to reach and who might not have regular computer access. These policies are just the beginning of what we need to do to address joblessness in Long Beach. As a city, we need to continue to look for ways to build upon and strengthen these efforts. Without jobs available, the unemployment rate goes up, and residents can see a brighter future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'm pretty proud of the fact that Long Beach, after tonight, will have both a project labor agreement and a first source for local hire agreement, which I think both are pretty significant. And so I want to thank you again, Councilwoman, and the other members that were involved. And please cast your votes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.